Yo, what's up, guys? So anyway, today, man, I will be talking about my New York Yankees. Now, if you're wondering why I'm not wearing a jersey, I feel too ashamed to really wear that right now, to be quite frank. The Yankees obviously lost in Game 4 of the ALCS, losing 3-1 to the Blue Jays. Chad Chisholm Jr. had a chance to get a tailor-made double play, and he botched it. Nathan Lukes is a two-run single off of Devin Williams, and the game was fried. The amount of edits I've seen with the Yankees lose, like Fox, the whole David Ortiz, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., just a countless amount of edits. Like, y'all can tell me the Yankees are just a regular team nowadays, but no regular team is causing that much commotion and causing this much, what's it called, real estate. Like, dog, holy shit, like, literally might be the most hated team in sports. Like, that shit went viral. But other than that, enough yapping, let's get into the video. So, the Yankees, man. It's a tumultuous offseason. Obviously, have a couple of outfielder, what's it called, discussions to be had and at helm. I just saw a report from ESPN from, I forgot who it was. It was this one guy who said he only expects the Yankees to really re-sign Bellinger, maybe a couple bullpen guys, rely on Spencer Jones. And I'm just like, oh my God, here we go. But funny enough, I just recorded this video, and then I was like, damn, this video was too damn long. I got to cut this down. So, enough yapping. Let's get into it. So, the free agents that I personally want back for the Yankees is Cody Bellinger. Now, if the Yankees don't bring back Cody Bellinger, I want Kyle Tucker. I want one of those two manning left fields for my New York Yankees. Center field, in my opinion, should be Jason Dominguez. Obviously, we know we struggled from, I guess, left-handed pitchers this season, but he was pretty decent against righties. He obviously has the speed. He's played center field really all throughout his minor league career. I want to see him man center field for the New York Yankees. We're number 24. The Martian, man. It's really just now or never, to be quite frank. I know the guy's like 22 years old, but dude, coming into this season, he was supposed to be the Yankees left fielder, and Trey Grisham had a breakout year. 30 homers. But he was terrible defensively. Not only Jason, but Grisham had negative 11 DRS, negative 2 OAA. Speed was down. Wasn't able to hit left-handed pitching this season. He had less than like 10 doubles, and obviously was awful in the postseason. And Jason had a double in his first ever career postseason at bat off Jeff Hoffman with like 1 out. So that was a good fuck you, I guess, to Boone, I guess, because Grisham was terrible in the playoffs, man. He was absolutely abysmal. But regardless. Another guy that I personally want back is Devin Williams. Now, I can see why you wouldn't. He had a terrible regular season. He turned it on at the end of the regular season, entering the postseason, where he obviously gave up the 2-run single to Nathan Lukes. But strikeouts ended up coming back. Started off very, very cold. Remember that one Angels game, the Giants game, the Rays game, the Rangers game. There's a lot of games that he really sold the Yankees this season. Boone had a lot of faith in him. I have a lot of faith in him after his tenure with the Yankees, to be quite frank. Really liked what I saw from him at the end. I really called him at points a mental midget, but he really stepped up. But I can see him not returning one because he initially thought he would head to the Dodgers and not be traded to the Yankees. And, you know, the whole pressure thing, the whole beard policy and facial hair and this, that, and the third. And I could also see him just wanting to be locked in as a closer. And obviously with David Bednar, the Yankees can't really say that he'll be their obvious closer. And obviously with that comes more money from being a closer compared to being a setup man, which obviously he knows, as he was Josh Hader's setup man. Then when they traded him to the Padres, he ended up becoming the closer and having this breakout thing. And then, yeah, he's entering a contract season. Obviously it couldn't have started off worse, but it really couldn't have ended off really much better, as the strikeouts were able to come back. Whips came back, just looked like the guy that was at the peak of his powers with the Brewers. But that being aside, a couple guys I'm on the fence about bringing back. Tim Hill, obviously he's really good against lefties, not so good against righties. Ground ball demon. Remember when he struck out Addison Barger? That was pretty cool. Just coming in, just able to mop things up, get a ground ball. If you know he's going to get a ground ball, he rarely gets strikeouts. And they started off the season like getting strikeouts, and then they ended up tethering off to the Tim Hill we know. Yeah. I see Tim Hill returning. Obviously, he wasn't as good this year as he was last season. Obviously, the camaraderie about, oh, we should have put Tim Hill in instead of Nestor Cortez coming off of an injury and this, that, and the third. But obviously, let bygones be bygones. Ahmed Rosario, maybe clip him in the platoon with Ryan McMahon. Obviously, Ryan McMahon's pretty decent against righties. Against lefties, he's going to struggle a ton. But he's such a good defender. And then it's Ahmed Rosario who crushes lefties. He eats lefties for breakfast. But he's not really good defensively at either third base, shortstop, at second base, or like left and right field, so he can play positions, but he can't really play them if you kind of get a gist here. Then Ryan Yarbrough, I don't know why he wasn't on the ALDS roster against the Blue Jays or the Wild Card Series against the Red Sox. Was the injury still ramping up? I don't know what the hell it was. Like, it came back at the tail end of the season, pitched all right, and then they still went with Paul Blackburn and JC Escobar as the third catcher instead of having him on the roster. But whatever. Anyways, free agents that I personally think the Yankees are good on. Like, we're good. Like, you can move on. Salute to you, but Trent Grisham, again, 30 homers, defense went down. Can't hit lefties, was abysmal in the postseason. He had so many clutch homers. Remember that Astros, the grand slam against the Rangers, the grand slam against the Braves. Like, he had a really good season. Unfortunately, he just not step up when it mattered most. In the playoffs, he was abysmal. He had like a sub, he had a sub like 500 OPS. He just wasn't good at all. Especially the guy you traded for was supposed to be taking some of those at bats, especially pinch hitting opportunities. Austin Slater just had like a 50% strikeout rate. I'll talk about him as well. Another guy that I personally just don't want back. He's up there in age. Just was not really good with the Yankees. He had that gruesome injury when he literally the day before Judge was about to come back, coincidentally. And lefty killer, I only remember him getting really like a hit off a righty. So yeah, we're good off him. Other guy, Goldie. I love Goldie. He started really hot. All-Star conversations, and then he teared off in the second half of the season. He crushed left-handed pitching though. He got a hit. Goldie still got it against lefties. Team will definitely bring back Goldie. Dude, he got a hit off of not only Garrett Crochet in the game, but also Aroldis Chapman, two of the best left-handed pitchers in baseball. Minimum top 10, easily. So I can see Goldie definitely being a lefty killer for a team. He's still sound defensively. He's a good veteran. They can bring him back. Cool. If they don't, cool. Obviously, I want to see Ben Rice improve from both sides, especially against lefties. He has a high strikeout rate against lefties. I want to see that improve in the offseason. Give him a whole offseason. I think the world of Benjamin Rice. I don't want to see Paul Blackburn back. I don't want to see Loaisiga back. I don't want to see Weaver back. Weaver, funny enough, said he wanted to become a starter and test free agency after the season. Obviously, he's raising, but and then if he got to pitch, he literally pitched twice in the playoffs. Faced 6 batters, got no outs, and he got 6. He faced 7 batters, got 6 got on base. Got that last out. What was it, like that game 3 or whatever against the Blue Jays? But yeah, 6 of the 7 batters got on, and he got 1 out all postseason in 3 outings. So yeah, we're good on Luke Weaver. Hopefully for him, he has a great tenure with whatever team he ends up going to. Obviously, you heard his market. He could not have had a worse postseason, to be quite frank. And yeah, another thing I want to mention, maybe the Yankees can go about dangling some prospects. We're talking about outfield prospects, like a guy I mentioned earlier, Jason Dominguez, or Spencer Jones I mentioned earlier as well. For maybe some bullpen depth. The Yankees really don't have much bullpen depth at all, especially if they don't re-sign Devin Williams. They really don't have an 8th inning reliever unless you just want to lock that down to either one of Camilo Doval or Fernando Cruz, which I can definitely lock in Doval as a number 8. But as a 7, you want to put Cruz probably ideally like a 6th inning guy, but whatever. Semantics at the end of the day. But yeah, maybe you dangle a couple of those guys for bullpen depth, maybe getting a shortstop or maybe trading for another outfielder that can play left field. I don't know. I'm talking about trading away guys potentially like Jason Dominguez, Spencer Jones, prospects pitching-wise like Elmer Rodriguez-Cruz. The Yankees got in the trade for Carlos Narvaez, Carlos LaGrange, who I was thankful wasn't involved in the David Bednar trade to the Pirates. I remember having a conversation with the Pirates trades. Like, I was hoping and praying it was LaGrange in that deal. Unfortunately for him, it wasn't. Thankfully for us, it was. They just traded away Edwin Perez, but obviously the big fish was Rafael Flores, and yeah. Also, another guy the Yankees might look to trade potentially. Like I mentioned, Carlos LaGrange, ERC, maybe potentially Ben Hatch, maybe a Bryce Cunningham. They just have so much starting pitching depth that you don't ever have enough, but they kind of have enough, to be quite frank. And yeah. Next thing I want to mention is starting pitching should be fine for the Yankees. I would personally tender Clark Schmidt. I saw somebody say, make a decision on tendering Clark Schmidt. Clark Schmidt put up like a sub 3.3 ERA. It was having a really good season as the Yankees' easily 3-starter. When Clark Schmidt is healthy with Garrett Cole, this is one of the best starting pitching rotations in baseball. You have Garrett Cole, Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Cam Schlittler. Damn, you really don't even have enough for a guy like a Clark Schmidt. We're talking about long relief Schmidt in a building. 2024 AL Rookie of the Year, Luis Hill with a 3.5 ERA. By the numbers, he had a good regular season, but his strikeouts went down, ground ball percentage went down. It's another one of these guys that you can have as like a Dylan Betances role in the bullpen, like just emptying the tank. Like, bro, we have so much starting pitching depth that Clark Schmidt, who is a good 3 in this league, might be in a long relief role. Like, just unreal depth. Like, this is embarrassment of riches. Even though they didn't really pitch well in the playoffs, looking at you against the Blue Jays, Max Fried, against the Blue Jays, you, Carlos Rodon. If you don't know, you'd have a quality start, and Fried did have a really good starting against the Red Sox. Yeah. Kind of bullpen options, especially lefties want to look at. Robert Suarez, another guy like I mentioned, like Devin Williams. He's probably trying to become a closer and have closer money, so I could see him not coming to the Yankees, but he's a high strikeout guy. Maybe try to fix Ryan Helsley, Mets legend. Maybe try to fix Jose Alvarado, lefty with strikeout stuff, but he does have a command issue. But he also was the whole PED situation, so if they don't want to sign because of that, I totally get that. Seranthony Dominguez, obviously, we know him the AL East with the Orioles and traded to the Blue Jays. We obviously saw him give up a RBI single yesterday to Jorge Polanco against the Mariners in Game 1 of the ALCS. Interested in him because he has strikeout stuff. I'm a killer for strikeout stuff. Even with some let's just say the word is errativeness. Fuck it. Danny Callum, obviously, former Twin, got traded to the Rangers, has good strikeout stuff. He's kind of up there in age, just like the next guy I mentioned as well, Justin Wilson, like a 27% strikeout rate. I'm a killer for strikeouts, as you can tell, if you're not catching the drift at this point. I doubt they go after Edwin Diaz. Obviously, he wants to be a closer. Obviously, if he wants to become a closer, the Yankees go after him, and they have mutual interest. Yes, I will make him my closer and make Bednar my eighth, but I doubt they'll spend that much money. I'm looking at over $20 million AAV a year for Edwin Diaz. He's probably going to remain with the Mets, as Steve Cohen would be idiotic to let him go. He's one of the best closers in all of Major League Baseball. And maybe look to make some savvy trades, some savvy bullpen trades, savvy shortstop, savvy outfield trades. I don't know. But, yeah, then let's go on to the shortstop options. I doubt they bring in a couple free agents that will probably, one of these guys will probably opt out, Trevor Story, or Bubba Shett, who's injured currently and is not good defensively, but he's a damn good hitter after having a down year last year. He still was, he still was like top 3 minimum for most hits in the MLB, even though he missed like a month and a half at the very minimum at the end of the season. So yeah. Also after that, free agency is not really good. Ha-Seong Kim is probably going to return to the Braves after getting put on waivers by the Rays after struggling. Then they end up calling up Carson Williams. So yep. And yeah, you really have to trade for one because you can't really rock with Volpe at 73% strikeout rate. Caballero is a good sub-utility guy. Eduardo Cabrera is a good sub-utility guy, aka Waldo, and Lombard's still a year away at the minimum. He wasn't able to hit in Double A. He's good sound defensively, but yeah, he's a top 50 prospect in baseball, but he wasn't able to hit, unfortunately, this season. Yeah, even the trades for shortstop are scarce because why would you trade a young shortstop, especially to the Yankees? I really just don't really get that at all. But yeah, other than that, starting pitching wise for the Yankees, looking at the rotation of Garrett Cole, Max Fried, Rodon, Schlittler, and I don't know who can. Obviously, Cole's gonna be out for the first half. Most likely, Tommy is same as Clark Schmidt, Tommy John surgery. Looking at the guys like Will Warren, Luis Hill, Elmer Rodriguez Cruz. Bullpen wise, the only guys really locked in right now are David Bednar, Camilo Doval, and Fernando Cruz. Yeah, it's just very, very scarce. Very scarce. Maybe they want to bring back Yarbrough, but they didn't have him on any of the playoff routes. So I don't know what's going on with that. I want Devin Williams back, but he probably wants to become a closer, so I can see him not returning to the Yankees. And yes, Mark Leiter Jr. It's a lot of guys that he's just like, we good. Now the lineup for the video for the Yankees. Make a decision. Is Austin Woods your catcher of the future? Probably. He's close to a league average bat. He's sound defensively. He's a really elite framer. Calls a good game. He obviously had a couple big hits in the wild card and the Blue Jays, but he also had a sub 500 OPS as most of the Yankees struggled offensively outside of Aaron Judge. This next highest was Belly with a 651 OPS, and obviously Jason at 3,000, but it was one at bat, one double, and they run off another Judge RBI double of Hoffman in the 9th inning. So yeah. Make a decision as well as your catcher. Okay, starting catcher was. If not, your starting catcher is Ben Rice, and you have a hole at first base. Now you're like, oh, Pete Alonso. The Yankees aren't selling out 7 years over $200 million to Pete Alonso, even though that'd be elite power bat. Yeah, I don't know. Second base, make a decision on Jazz Chisholm Jr. I like Jazz a lot. 30-30 season for the 6th time in Yankees history, which is insane for that illustrious franchise. Struggled in back-to-back postseasons, though, and unfortunately made a crucial error on a tailor-made double play, which led to 2 runs for the Blue Jays on Nathan Luce off of Devin Williams with 2 outs after striking out George Springer. So, yeah, third base, Ryan McMahon probably would be the Yankees' third baseman. I mean, he's signed for the next 2 seasons after this current season, as we're in currently. But he's for, 16 or $17.5 million a season. If anything, at worst, just bring back Amed Rosario, be a lefty platoon with him. I trust him enough against righties when they strikes out a lot. He's so great defensively, though. My God, the amount of catches he made into the dugout against the Red Sox, and then the one also in foul territory against the Blue Jays. I mean, yeah, he's a dog. And he had a homer lefty off Mason Fluharty. Yeah. Shout out to Ryan McMahon. Shortstop, it can't be Anthony Volpe. It really can't be Jose Caballero as well. Yeah, it's those guys are super utility guys. Those guys and Oswaldo Cabrera. Hopefully he's good off that broken ankle. Those guys are really all, especially Caballero and Waldo. Those are super utility guys. You can't really trust them to be starting shortstops. Again, Lombard's a year away. Maybe he has a massive offseason that shocks the world, but I just doubt it, to be quite frank. I would love to make myself look stupid right there, but we'll see. But look for a shortstop. Free agents trade, savvy trades. Try something, please. Left field, I want either Cody Bellinger or Kyle Tucker. Center field is going to be Jason Dominguez. Right field is going to be Aaron Judge. And DH is going to be Giancarlo Stanton. So maybe shock the world, look for a shortstop. Williams probably isn't back. Maybe make some savvy trades. Again, you have options starting wise. Maybe trade someone else, cash some of those in, and look to shock the world and get some bullpen options as well as David Bednar and Camilo Doval and Fernando Cruz, who are all three good strikeout believers, which I'm a sucker for strikeouts, as you can obviously tell by now if you're still watching this video. Shout out to you, shout out to you. But yeah, Yankees offseason, it's not probably going to be insane. You know, their biggest move will be a left fielder, either Cody Bellinger or Kyle Tucker. Another year of Aaron Judge. Garrett Cole will be back. Let's see what transpires. Definitely want to see some things kind of shake up. Is Aaron Boone going to remain? Is Brian Cashman going to remain? What's going on with Hal Steinbrenner? Is he with us right now? I don't, no idea. But it's going to be a tumultuous offseason for the Yankees. I don't know. There's a good amount of things to be done. Let's see how they go about it. They had a good plan B last season after wanted to leaving for $765 million up to $800 plus with the Mets. Let's see what all transpires. I'll be breaking everything down on here. Also be breaking everything down on TikTok and watching every single one of these games live. ALCS Game 2 live today on 38 on the dot on Playback. Also watching NLCS Game 1, Blake Snell versus, I still don't recall who the Game 1 starter for the Brewers is. I know Game 2 is Freddie Peralta. But yeah, that's what I think the Yankees should do in the offseason. Make a decision on Jazz. Please get a new shortstop. Cash in on some starting pitching depth for some bullpen guys, maybe an outfielder or a shortstop. And make a decision on a left field. Probably let Grisham walk. I mean, maybe they give Grisham a qualifying offer. Maybe he takes it. I don't know, to be quite frank. If they don't, they get a draft pick out of it. So, I don't know. I mean, worst case scenario. Yeah, but you also do want to give Jason Dominguez that run. Maybe Spencer Jones as well. Maybe both of them. I don't know. We'll see what happens with them. I mean, they're both good from the left side, especially. I mean, Spencer doesn't have a right side. He's not a switch hitter, but obviously better against righties than he against lefties. I presume, at least. I haven't looked at the numbers and broken anything down, but at this point, it is what it is. I don't think you can rely on both Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez. It has to be one or the other. Starting wise, I mean, they can platoon or both play center field, whatever the hell that is. But you love Spencer Jones. You didn't trade him. You obviously love Jason Dominguez. I know he definitely disappointed this season, but he's really good on the base pads. But this is what all transpires at the end of the day for your New York Yankees. But yeah, other than that, y'all, that is the video. So go down below, drop a like, comment down below, sub up, comment down below. What do you guys think of my offseason outlook? Would you guys change anything? What are your options? What do you think the Yankees should do? Some people say, oh, the Yankees should rebuild. Like, you're not rebuilding with Aaron Judge in his prime and Garrett Cole coming back from Tommy John surgery. Like, it's just not happening, my brother in Christ. It's just not happening. The Yankees also just have a middling farm system. Like, trade these guys away, and these guys trade them for prospects that just don't amount to anything. Like, we good. We are good. But yeah, like I said, it's been boy John. Be sure to sub up, follow me on everything. Like, should also follow me on let's just run it back real quick. Other than that, y'all, it's been your boy John. Make sure to follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. Also follow the kid on Instagram and Playback. Links to everything will always be in the description box down below. But other than that, it's been your boy John. Go Yankees. Hope you guys have a great rest of y'all day. And I'm out, man. Peace.